Okay, so I'm here with James, and we wanted to share a treasure hunt at Tabernacle Church. So he's got his Frisco T-shirt on here, and so we just did a treasure hunt a few weeks ago. And what happened?
Well, we had Chili's, or two of us had Chili's on our list, so we went to Chili's, and sure enough, the people that we were supposed to minister to ended up walking in right behind us. And also we had...
so we had blue shirt.
A blue shirt.
Chili's.
There was also a gas station. So when we left Chili's, we went right across the street to a gas station. We didn't find anybody on the list at that gas station.
But you guys we didn't give up.
No, we didn't give up. Later that night, I had to run to the 7-Eleven right down the street from my house, and I walked up to the cash register to pay for my things, and there was a woman standing there talking to the man behind the counter, and she just turned over to me and asked me, "Do you believe in God?" And I said, "Well, yes." And she said, "Well, I'm going to a nightclub tonight, and I just like to have a prayer for protection." And she turned to walk away and didn't give me a chance to say anything to her. And as she was walking out the door, I just shouted out to her, "Make sure the Lord's presence goes with you." And she turned around, and that religious spirit in her, she shouted out, "Why would you say that?" And I told her, "Well, you asked me to pray for you. I'm just telling you the truth."
Yeah, just normal, right?
So I follow her outside, and she starts explaining to me about how she was raised Baptist. She's given her life to Christ when she was a child. She knows all about who He is. And then she started telling me about how you got to have religion. And I told her, "Well, you can leave religion out of it. All you need is Christ." And she said, well, you have to go to church." And I said, "Well, yeah, it's good to go to church, but you can have church without religion. All you need is Christ." What do you think all these non-denominational churches are? They're just church with Christ. And she started telling me about how she was recently divorced, and she remarried this other man, and she really loves him, and he really loves her. And the Lord wanted me to ask her, "Well, how come your husband isn't going out with you tonight?" And she told me that he has to work early in the morning, so he's already at home asleep. And then the Lord had me ask her again, "Well, why aren't you at home with him then?" And she said, "Well, I feel like I'm alone when I'm there. He's sleeping and I'm awake." And the Lord just told me to tell her that she's not alone. I'm right there with her. And she went on to mention about how she was going out so she could find out who she is again. She just, after the divorce, she just doesn't know who she is anymore. And I asked her, I said, "Well, you told me you've given your life to Christ. You know His love. How do you not know who you are?" And I said, "You're God's daughter." And she asked me, she said, "What do you think I should do?" And I told her, "Well, you need to go home and be with your husband." And so she said, "Well, I'll make a deal with you. I'll call him, and if he answers the phone, then I'll go home." So she calls him, and the phone rings a few times, and he answers. And
before going on the treasure hunt, are you talking to people in public a lot?
Yeah, I don't have a problem witnessing to people for the Lord at work, with my co-workers, with friends at work. It's just something about going with a list and finding the things on this list that was, I've never done it before, so I was a little nervous. In fact, one of the people in our group asked me, where my list was, and I told them, I said, well, I actually wasn't planning on coming tonight, but my daughter and niece really wanted to come. So.
Well, could you just pray for anyone watching this video that they would overcome fear to be able to share Jesus with somebody? Because maybe you changed her life. Maybe she was going to do something and she shouldn't have done in the club, and you know maybe that's going to help her marriage. So could you just pray for anyone watching this video that they would be filled with courage to be able to pray for people?
Yeah, Lord, I pray that you would show the people watching this video the truth. You know, help them get over that courage. Help them step over that chicken line, and just step out and trust in you. And Lord, I thank you for giving them your courage and your strength. And Lord, I thank you for speaking to the people that they're praying for. I thank you that your presence follows them everywhere they go. And Lord, I thank you for giving me the strength to do your will.
Amen.
Amen.